This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Right, let's get this show on the road. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And welcome to Bradford City vs Sutton preview. And the things we're going to talk about today is the post-match MK Dons, the pre-match Sutton game, the latest Bradford City news, the weather forecast for Bradford City game, and also score predictions. And today, I am joined by not my normal hosts, Diane and Lee, and also Chris is here as well. So, Miss Diane, are you there?
I'm here.
And you should be able to hear me, Chris and Lee?
Yep, loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. And hello, TikTok as well, who I'm streaming live on today. I'm just testing something out.
Oh.
So, what's your thoughts on the Bradford City MK Dons game?
Wow.
Brilliant.
Tell you something, it wasn't what I would expect.
Not me either. No, not me either.
And I'll tell you now, 4-0, absolutely brilliant. It was spectacular. We played extremely well.
Everybody did, didn't they? Even Clark Adore had a good game. He was involved in all four goals.
Can I say I have been slagging Clark Adore off, but I've taken it back.
I would as well. Basically, first half, Clark Adore, he wasn't doing much and he was just running up his own backside again. But then he basically put on 2 goals, didn't he?
He was involved in all 4.
So he served them, and then when he scored that goal himself, my God.
Good feet.
He just...
Great feet.
It was like nobody around him knew what to do with him. And he just took it round him, blah, 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 blah. There you go, have it. And it was like, oh my
It hooked
God.
it onto his left with his right, and his left just stuck it in the corner, and they were like, huh?
Too right.
I'm pleased
we
for
were
him.
bouncing, weren't we?
We certainly were.
It were definitely bouncing at Valley that night.
Too right.
The thing is, I did predict 3-0 though on the podcast last week. So I nearly got 4. I nearly got 4.
Did you? Were nearly there.
Yeah. And
I did say a win.
Yeah.
I did say a goal.
Would you agree with me in saying that Bradford City's been threatening to do that all season? And they just never have, for whatever reason, somebody not firing, most of them not firing. They've owed teams that. I think there were a lot of relief.
I did say about it, saying that God help whoever, and I did say once we got that win at Wrexham, we were going to carry on.
Yeah, you know what I thought about Wrexham myself?
Go on.
When I saw that goal go in, with rebound and then he headed it in, didn't he? God bless himself. And basically, our fans just absolutely erupted. And I just thought, and I didn't want to say it loud to anybody else, it was just my own thought, and I just went, I think this might be our starter.
I think you're right.
I'm thinking this might be our way forward. And it's the starting game of our season now, so bring it on.
That's what I was thinking after Wrexham win, and I'm glad Andy Cook scored again.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's bossing it a minute, Andy Cook, innit? And if we keep winning, we could end up in playoffs.
Yeah, but that's his
4 points.
Right.
That his 14th goal this season. He hasn't been misfiring. He just hasn't been getting the bullets to fire. There's been no supply to him.
No, I totally agree, Lee.
And he made that goal himself, didn't he, really?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
At Wrexham, that is, I mean, when he, followed it in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolute brilliance it was.
Loved it. Absolutely. That's the Bradford I watch. That's the Bradford I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get the heads down at all that match.
No.
No, they
They
didn't.
never looked like doing though, did they? They just looked like this game's ours.
Yeah.
And okay, possession-wise, 30%, 37 or whatever it was we got.
29.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but it were like we were clinical. You know, on those small amount of minutes we actually had the ball, we were clinical.
I was never worried from start to finish in that game at all. Just one. You just could see.
So I know we had your thoughts and stuff on the game. So who would you say your man of the match was against MK Dons?
Oof.
I'm going to say, can I say Sam Walker? Because he did some good saves.
Oh, he did.
Not just because he's a goalie.
I was going to say Platt. But I wouldn't disagree with Walker at all. I think he's been an absolute gem that they've found, I do.
Yeah, I do. McDonald had an absolute brilliant game.
He makes so much difference to that midfield, it's untrue.
Exactly.
So Tony Christie's just commented, still like your name, Tony Christie, and I say it every week on this podcast, best name ever. Matty Platt all day long. Yep, Platt played well.
Yeah.
He turned into prime Ronaldo, didn't he? Smashing that goal in.
What a finish.
Well, top binner, wasn't it?
I tell you what, it was one of the best goals I've seen. And coming from a central defender, my God.
I saw somebody posting that he should play further upfield, but he's a defender. That's what he does.
No. Yeah. He is where he is for a reason, and he does very well.
We've had loads of centre halves that can play midfield, but they're more comfortable at back. We used to call them in my day a late comer. You know, you get somebody coming up on the edge of the box late, and they just get on the end of summer and score. And they might only get one a season, two a season, three a season.
Yeah.
But there were always someone. Dean Richards were classic. You remember Dino?
Yeah, he was.
Eddie Youds.
Oh, Eddie Youds. Come on, that what team, wasn't it? And previous.
Yeah.
So then, moving on now to the lovely Sutton game we play tomorrow. So try to do this all in one breath, so here you go. So Bradford City versus Sutton tomorrow, 3 o'clock at the University of Bradford City Stadium. The referee is Mark Edwards. He's had one appearance in the EFL Trophy where he's given out 7 yellow cards. He's given out 1 red card in the league. He's had 9 appearances. He's dished out 39 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. In League 2, he's had 6 appearances, 28 yellow cards, no second yellows, 1 straight red, and no penalties. Altogether, he's had 16 appearances, dished out 74 yellow cards, no second yellows, 1 red card, and 2 penalties. So what's your thoughts on the referee tomorrow?
Oh, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. We have to just wait and see what they do and see how we play and things and see what the referee does. If he sent nobody off at the moment, that's all right then. Just send a Sutton player off for me.
What about you, Chris?
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what you said about the referee with last game? You were going on about him with all his yellow cards and then some red cards, blah, blah, blah. And when he started off, I thought, oh, he's not doing 2. And before I could say bad, yellow card. And it was yellow.
Mr. Card
I was even shouting, you might as well put a blue top on.
Yeah, a bit card happy, that referee, won your last game.
Yeah,
it certainly was.
Probably all the cards they were giving out because it was Valentine's Day next day. Probably didn't get any.
Exactly.
I mean, I couldn't resist that then.
And he gave 1 yellow card in it to them. That's when the whole crowd cheered because it's first.
Yeah.
I think he gave us 5 yellow cards. Bonus Smallwood misses the game tomorrow.
And Saturday next week. So he's going to be out for 2 games. So hopefully, just see what happens with that really, and hopefully someone is better than taking corners than Smallwood.
There's another 10 players in that team that's better than Smallwood. I've got to be honest.
I'll second you on that, Lee.
So Bradford City have played Sutton 5 times altogether. And in 2021, we drew 2-2. In 30th April 2022, we won 4-1. In 12th of November 2022, we won 2-0. 10th of April, we won 3-1. 28th of October 2023, we lost 2-1. In total, we've played 3, 1 drawn, drawn 1, and they've won 1. Currently, Bradford City are 13th in the league on 32 points with a goal difference of 1. With points 43, put my teeth back in. Sutton are right at the bottom. They've played 32. They've got a minus goal difference of minus 27 and 22 points. So everybody knows what's going to happen tomorrow, don't they?
Yeah, we're going to
win. We're not going to lose.
We're going to lose. We're going to lose tomorrow.
We are not going to lose. We will win. Have faith in that team that won on Tuesday night.
How often have we had an absolutely perfect performance like we did and then play a team from bottom of the league and get beat 6-0? It just happens too often.
We do it all the time when we play
past masters out.
It's like a banana skin, isn't it? But I'll tell you what, I think now, with the level of points we've just won over the last 2 games, I think we're going forward.
Yeah. We're not going to lose.
So I'm going to have all faith in that
I don't want to tempt fate, but I think Graham Alexander will get them well up for this game. You can't let it slide now.
I've got faith in the team. We are not going to lose. We are not going to lose. We are not going to lose. I'll be eating my words soon.
So Simon Parker on the TNA website thinks it's going to be Sam Walker, Tompkinson, Platt, Kelly, Brad Halliday, Alex Gilead, Kevin McDonald, Ride Hall, Callum, let's call him Cav, Andy Cook, and Clark are the substitutes of Smith, Chapman, Poynton, Young, Stubbs, Taylor, Doyle. Our leading top goal scorer is Andy Cook on 15. We're 13th in the league. Last 4 matches, we've won MK Dons. We've won at Wrexham. We've drawn 0-0 at Wimbledon and 1-1 at Donny. Richard Smallwood began a 2-match ban in the league after receiving his 10th yellow card. Lewis Richardson is still having issue with his left eye. I saw the pictures on that. It looked like he's gone 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. So Liam Rydal may return as Alex Gilead switches back to central midfield. Sutton's team's going to be possibly... Oh, God, here we go. Gillette Soccer Saturday time pronouncing names. Deem Bozol, Kizzy, Good Life, Hart, Jackson, Eastmond, Lacking.
Sound like you're reading top 20 out.
I am. Tom Mackey, Stephen Duke McCann, a familiar foe, Lee Angle. F. Ollie Sanson, with substitutes Patrick Beautyman, Smith, Moore, Swami, John, and Arnold. Their leading top goal scorer is Harry Smith on 10. They're currently 24th in the league. Their last 4 matches is they've lost against Wrexham, they lost, Markham, they lost, Doncaster drew 1-1, Harrogate, they lost 2-1. Referee Matt Howard from Tia and Weir was last seen at Valley Parade from the opening home game of last season against Colchester. The match odds are City to win to 47, Sutton 9-2, and the draw 11-4. And last times the sides met City were beaten 2-1 at Gander Green Lane in October. So what's your thoughts on the team, Newells?
I would probably keep the same team apart from, obviously, who went off. Rydal, definitely. But I don't know. I'd keep the same team because obviously we've got a player injured, so we can't keep the same team. So if it's that team, it sounds a good team.
Yeah. Chris, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to agree with that. We've only got Rydals that came on as a sub and didn't really do much, but he got better, didn't he? So put him into that team in that position and keep all the rest. I'm quite happy with every single player. And even up front, Kavanagh, he shone out.
Loved him. What a performance.
He was absolutely one of those players that always goes forward. And I tell you now, can't fall.
When was the last time you saw a player get on end of something that had no right to? We were just there to tap it in. Can't remember that, can you?
Well, it's about 20 years ago.
He was just there, he were alive, he were alert, and he got himself a goal.
Correct.
Deadly from half a yard.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyone else got any thoughts? Diane?
Yeah, I did say that that's a good team. I would keep the team.
I'd agree. I wouldn't disagree.
That finished. Well, McDonald went off, but I would start with the team that started, apart from with Rydal in it. I would have Rydal in it. Oh, God, I can't even think today.
I would. I'd have him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'd have Rydal in it. I just can't think today.
To be honest, Smallwood actually played well with McDonald on pitch.
Yeah. Chris, you got any other thoughts?
No, I think, look, the way we're playing at this moment in time, I think I don't want to say clinical, but we're good. We're good in front of goal. We know where net is now. I don't understand why it's taken us that long to find out where that bit of rectangle we're netting on back of it is. But we now know. We've got people that can cross the ball, whether it's above or below, just on deck.
We let MK Dons play, and we just picked them off. And we're good at doing that. Why do we think we've got to attack for 98 minutes and then get beat 1-0 because they nick one?
So I see Mr. Stan has joined after he's been really busy. So if you can hear me, Stan, what's your thoughts on the post-match MK Dons and the pre-match on Sutton?
Yep, good evening, chaps and chapesses. Yep, post-match MK Dons, very good performance. No complaints there, it was really good. It's good to see us being clinical. Again, it just boils down to team selection, doesn't it, really? In terms of, so we were either losing or playing poorly or just drawing, and we didn't have like influential players for me, Big Kev. So, absolutely pleased with that performance. It was good. I thought they actually, they got out what they put in, and they got something from the game for a change. It was good. And pre-match for tomorrow, I'd probably just capture the back end of what people have been saying. I'd say, just kind of start with the team. I'd always have Bobby in front of Clark, but to be fair to Clark, he played well, didn't he? So.
Yeah. So would you stick with the same team, Stan?
Yeah, I think pretty much. I think, Rides came on, didn't he? So it depends on his fitness. I mean, you've got options, I suppose. I mean, we're losing a little bit of sort of Gilly's drive in midfield, aren't we? We're doing that. But I thought we defended well. I mean, Big Sam didn't really have what to do, did he? So I think the game management was good. I think we've probably lost a little bit of when McDonald came off. Sort of like in terms of, but I think as well with them, they're obviously trying to go for it, but they looked a little bit toothless, didn't they? So I would keep the same side, probably. Maybe Rides, but who do you sort of take out then if you bring Rydal in?
Well, Smallwood's out. He's got. I don't know if you heard he's out, 10 yellow cards, so he misses the next 2 games.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. Then basically put Rides back in, and Gilly in the middle with Kev.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone got anything else they've got to say on the MK Dons or the Sutton game?
More of the same, please, against Sutton. That's about it.
Chris, have you got anything you want to say, bud?
Yeah, MK Dons were a crowd pleaser, wasn't it? So basically everyone came out of that ground, apart from their supporters, obviously. But we were all bewildered. It was like 4-0. Eh?
Yeah, I got people when
those heads were coming out from a smile, weren't they? We all smiled.
Yeah.
Too right. Every single one of us.
Yeah. I got people coming, right, I'm going to go get Barrow tickets now. That's what I heard when I was coming out of the ground.
Is anybody seen the MK Dons and Bradford City vlog and MK Dons fans has done on YouTube?
I did.
No.
No.
I did.
Have a look, Chris and Diane and Lee. Have a look on it.
I've seen it. I've seen it, Johnny.
Yeah.
What's it under?
If you just type in MK Dons versus Bradford City versus MK Dons on YouTube, and it's the top one.
Right.
I didn't put it on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to look forward to that.
It'll make you day, Chris.
You're not of a delicate disposition, are you? There's a lot of swearing.
Yeah.
Oh, and she'd read me on Tuesday night. Don't worry about it, swearing.
I got in trouble on Tuesday. When I started effing and jeffing at ref, and
I won't say what I want to say because
it'll give around and just give me some right grief.
Yeah. I won't say what I want to say, but because I don't want to give it away. It'll spoil the enjoyment. But
yeah, Chris, get yourself on it when
worth the
hey,
yeah.
Right, Friday night, that on, beer in my hand,
beer on your hand, and you'll be chuckling away.
So what's your thoughts then, Johnny? If you've asked us, what's your thoughts on the on proceedings from Tuesday night then?
So MK Dons, honestly, I was shocked. I was in my seat and I'm like, what in the... I even tweeted out, what in the earth is going on here? It's for 4-0. What made me laugh though, but the club tweeted out about the goalkeeper kicking the GoPro over.
Yeah.
I just thought, proper bitter. And then
petty-minded little knob, wasn't it, goalie?
Yeah, and then he conceded 2 goals. He spat his dummy out. Bradford played total football on a beach. What made my day. And I just hope now, because we beat Wrexham, we bet MK Dons in the Graham Alexander derby, and now we face Sutton, and everybody knows what we're like when we play bottom of the league. It's like a formality. We get battered or we lose by like 1-0. It won't surprise me if we lose 1-0 and Lee Angle scores, to be honest, and celebrates in front of the cop. But,
to be honest, I'd be surprised if Lee Angle scored.
Yeah, true.
I'd be surprised if he's playing.
I think though, it shows, doesn't it, kind of like you could feel that it was kind of palpable in terms of like the relief and the rejoice after Wrexham on Saturday when the way that the game sort of panned out, and results like that can turn a season round, can build like sort of like teams, can't it? So that was probably pent up, wasn't it? Sort of like frustration. I mean, we played crap in some games and we didn't deserve anything, but yeah, he was kind of like, let's hope that that's like the catalyst, and let's hope that obviously Alexander's kind of saying that, look, you need your best ball playing players in the team.
That's kind of a catalyst, isn't it? It's like when your team plays badly and still grabs a win, it's going to be a good season.
Did anybody see Graham Alexander's interview when he said it's a good job he was in the stand, otherwise he'd probably be sent up there by the referee?
Yeah.
Well, that was the reason he went up there, wasn't it? He went up there because he didn't want the booking.
So Crypto Bantams is actually tweeted out the link below, Chris. So if you want to have a look at that, save that and have a look at that when we finish the podcast. You'll just chuckle. You'll be laughing away to the...
I'm just trying to get it on TV now.
So has anyone got anything else want to say about the Sutton game before we move on?
Bring it on.
What's been their run of results?
For Sutton?
Yeah.
2 seconds. Still got the page up. So Sutton have where are we? Lost against Wrexham 2-1. Lost against Morecambe 1-0. Drew 1-0 at Doncaster and lost 2-1 at Harrogate. So they drew at Doncaster and lost at Harrogate.
So they're on a pretty much nothing run, aren't they? Like inconsistent, I suppose, because we beat them quite comfortably last season, didn't we? At home.
Yeah, we lost the reverse fixture. I think 2-1 last time we played them at Sutton's ground.
No, we beat them 2-0, didn't we, last year?
Oh yeah, last year, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, but we did lose, obviously, this season now, didn't we?
Yes.
that was pretty much Ked's last game, wasn't it, as manager?
Yeah. So, moving on to the latest Bradford news. Basically, talk about anything you want, really, for the next 10, 15 minutes about Bradford City, or anything you've noticed about the team, or anything you just want to chat about.
I just think we're more comfortable with Kev McDonald in that midfield. He seems to settle everyone down.
I agree.
We've been more comfortable at the back since Walker's gone in goals.
Yeah.
He just has that assurance, that calmness, and it's just better to what it was 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I've got 2 things to say to what you just said, and the very good points as well that you've made. If you remember on Tuesday night, there was a bit where McDonald was tight on the touchline around sort of like the halfway line, and instead of like just kind of booting it down the line, he just drew 2 players and didn't he? Then just passed inside. Yeah. And me and my mate were creaming ourselves because he's like, that's just. He's
got that same assurance, hasn't he, in middle? You can see that there's actually a spine to team when he's playing.
Yeah.
Yes. It comes from the keeper up through midfield and Cook up top.
Yeah. And the other point I was making is, as good as Harry Lewis was last season, and he was very good. I've been so hard on him this season, but I was saying to my mate as well on Tuesday night, I was like, with Walker, he's so calm and assured in goal that he kind of exudes that calmness and brings that onto players around him. I wonder whether, like last season, we conceded a lot of late goals, and whether that sort of the difference, if we'd have had Walker in goal, I mean, you don't know, do you? But whether we would have conceded those goals, because I guess his communication is better in and amongst like defence. Because there were times last season, especially this season, where Lewis wasn't communicating at all with his team. I mean, you don't have to shout at people, but just talking people through the game. Some keepers never shut up, and I don't want to kind of turn it into like, an obsession or anything, but I just do wonder whether, throughout all of that, whether there's like, I mean, I'm very impressed with Walker. So
yeah, me too.
I mean, Walker controls his box a lot more. He goes out, doesn't he? He gets to collect a lot more stuff, whereas Lewis never did. He just stuck on his line.
Well, he did, but it was also, I did get the feeling that there were sort of times where, just the odd thing. I mean, we've got to see Sam Walker for a full season, haven't we? So we're only judging him on a few games, and there might become a point for the rest of this season where it sort of tails off. But I'm very impressed, and I'm very impressed with the fact that I think just in his first interview, he was very much. You kind of the way you came across in that interview. It's just very much like a calm figure. No kind of there's something about that. I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing you've got to remember about Lewis is he doesn't have the experience that Walker's got. So he's going to make mistakes. Right there, he's very much learning his trade. Yeah. And he were told he were brilliant and he were this and he were that. And then he wanted to go to Barnsley, and then,
I feel sorry for him.
I do. He's not having a great time, is he?
Lost.
Yeah, he's not having a great time. Of course he can. Sorry, Dan.
Can I say something about Sam Walker? I think he's now settled in that goal now. He doesn't seem to be making as many mistakes either.
Yes.
With having 3 clean sheets in a row, that is a good goaler.
Yeah. What I like about him is he comes and he claims the ball and he catches it.
Yeah. He punches when he punches when he needs to.
Yeah. But he doesn't just punch it anywhere, he goes wide, out of the way.
And he seems to kick it better than Harry were doing.
It's not as accurate, I don't think, but yeah, you're right, he does.
Last season, like Lewis, his kicking game started off really well. Then he was trying to get sort of almost too clever, where it was kind of like the chips over to the fullbacks. Yeah. We're being sort of sussed out, so then he would over kick it. And Walker definitely, he's you look at, especially last Saturday at Wrexham, but with a team like Wrexham where they were putting in some really, really good balls in the box, there were none of this confusion. He came, he collected, and like I say, he caught it and punched where he needed to punch. But there were no sort of flapping, there were no sort of defenders around it, kind of like almost embroiled in a panic. It was like very much his communication was excellent, his starting position, and it's whether it's just like how he communicates in training with the guys, how he trains, in terms of like the instructions he gives out to his defenders. But the defenders would know that when he's calling for it, he gets it, and that is a massive thing for defenders.
And his size, he uses it well. 6'6". He's nearly as big as me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 6'7", but you know what I mean? He's 6'6", and he can use his size, and he does, and he uses it well. Love him a bit already.
Yeah, and you know, you kind of you let your football do your talking, don't you?
He's not a flapper, is he? By any means, as a keeper, he knows his stuff.
Watch him have a stinker tomorrow.
Sorry?
I said, watch him have a stinker tomorrow now.
No, don't say that.
He won't. He'll have a good game.
I know, I'm joking.
You better be joking.
We know.
So is he your new sort of fancy man?
I'm not saying a word.
Right, okay.
I'll be a yes then.
No, when I saw the bum on Tuesday, never mind that. Right, let's.
There you go.
Leave me alone now.
Yes.
Straight to the bottom of the subject.
That's it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so you sperm, all right. Okay. Must have to think about going.
You must.
I take it there's no Sutton fans on the. Mind you, there's probably no Sutton fans anyway.
They got in it.
Hey, they might have one or two.
Doesn't.
Yeah, so
Kitman and Waterman.
Yes.
Oh, don't forget the giraffe.
Giraffes. Yeah, but nobody knows who that is.
They'll have a milkman as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's good to sort of those last couple of wins now. It's hopefully just. I know there's like wider issues within the club, but obviously there comes a calmness about the place, don't there, when things are going a bit better on the field, and it doesn't sort of compound anything, or sort of exacerbate any kind of. You know, I mean, it might mask it in some respects, but it's good that, you know, sort of like if they do the work on the field, then hopefully there's that little bit of a sort of people just sort of calm it, you know, even though that there are things that need to change with the club. But
yeah, look where we get a really good crowd, because they're not used to it. The Gander Green isn't that like the smallest numbers for a ground. What can they have, about 5,000 or something, and that's it?
Yeah.
It's not a proper ground, is it, really? Gander Green Lane.
Well, you know, to be fair to them, they've done well.
They have. I'm not taking that away from them, but
yeah.
Let's just not jump into their sort of bandwagon.
Well, that's what worries me, because
we tend to play their game, but we're not gonna. We're not gonna.
With 18,000 sat there cheering for Bradford, you know, that's their cup final, isn't it? So it's going to lift them 10% or whatever. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think
we've got a team of silent assassins now, so we'll just pick them off. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Kavanagh
is going to have a great career.
About Adore now. That's it.
I know. That was me. I had to tweet my words.
I put a tweet on Twitter, and it was just slating him. Why are you? It was something like, "Why are you putting Adore on when there's 3 or 4 players on bench that I'd put on before him?"
Yep.
And then he goes and does that, and you're like, "Oh, great." Cheers.
Yeah, like I said, I've used my word.
I still have Bobby over him.
Oh, I would all day, every day, and twice on Sundays.
Exactly.
But he's earned his spot now, hasn't he?
Yeah, end of the day, whoever comes onto the pitch, you want them to do well. Even if you've got like favourite players, because they do well, it means the team does well. So You know, like I'm pleased with the lad.
From what I've seen of Poynton, he'll take that as a challenge. And to get in that side, he will have to up his game. And I can't wait to see that because I know he's got it in him.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Do you know what? How Platty's goal on Tuesday night?
Stunning.
That was a screamer,
absolute stunner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't honestly know he had that in his repertoire.
He didn't. If you listen to his interview afterwards, he didn't either.
No.
He thought it were going wide.
Wait, 9 out of 10 times it would have done.
Yeah. You just catch it perfectly, don't you? And it's like no keeper was saving that. It was like it was a peach, wasn't it? It really was great.
In like an exocet, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, though, fair play to the forward line, because like for that second goal, Kavanagh, when he basically did what is very basic for a forward, is just follow up on a shot.
Get in there, and he did. Bang right.
And for a lot of the time as well, the high press was really good. You know, they were probably sort of wary of like MK Dons being like his passing side. And so that they did a high press, and I can't get my head round how that sort of tails off in terms of like that. You know, that's what we were going to do sort of pre-season, and that was talked about under Hughes, and then we've done it a few times, and we stopped doing it. Then we did it with Alexander. We stopped doing it. It's like, come on, lads, this is basic. You kind of you sort of you press as a team, and you get the rewards, don't you? Because basically, you know, unless the Man City, they're not going to pass through us, are they, or pass round us. It's like at this level. So it's just like a basic thing of like press the ball hard and you'll get your reward, and we did.
I've come to the conclusion that possession percentages mean absolutely nothing anymore in football.
No. They played an absolute fantastic passing game.
They did.
But where does that come to when you've got assassins like our lot that just nicked one and then
how many times have we done that? How many times have we done that? 70%, 80% of a game and got beat.
Well, I think what it stems from us is that we've had good possession, especially last season, but we had no cutting edge, and it's cliche and it's the hardest thing to do. It's all about the speed of possession, the speed of passing. At higher levels, teams that are on it will pass the ball so quickly, and that's down to movement off the ball. Again, I can't get my head around how teams don't do that. Whereas at this level, you know, it's like it takes them a second or two, or however long, much longer.
Cluffy said it takes 1 second to score a goal.
Yeah. But in terms of like passing it, you've got to make that passing game work, and to create the space, you've got to pass in such a way that is almost like is so quick, because once you sort of slow it down for a second, half a second, whatever it is, then that's why, especially last season, why sort of we were kind of running out of passes, because we were taking too long. And the angles of pass, etc. So we've had periods in games where we've done well for 10-15 minutes, but then we can't sustain that within a game, and that's like I said, probably because it's players of that level.
We get frustrated because we do all what you say, and then it's like it's taken too long for the ball to get where you need it to go, so you can stick it in.
Yes. Yeah, that's basically it. And then teams then are able to
defend it.
Defend it, because all you have to do is just keep your shape. And the trouble was that we would, for half a season, I would say until Walker came back, we were conceding first, which basically played into the hands of all the visiting teams, and made it hard for us. And that's why, you know, sort of it's kind of like. If we'd have gone up a goal up in a lot of games last season, early on in the season, it would have been a different
different game because teams would have had to come at us, but obviously they didn't have to do, did they? We kind of made it easy for them in that respect. So, and that's not a criticism. Well, it's a mild criticism. It's more like an observation.
It is an observation.
So, guys, we've had a couple of comments on TikTok. So I've decided to stream on TikTok for today just to see how we go. And we've just got a couple of questions coming. We've got a Tom who's asked a question. What do you think the chances of a playoff push will be?
Every chance, personally. I've never given up on it, so it's not going to be easy. Exactly. It's not going to be easy, but yeah, every chance.
Well, we're only 4 points off at playoffs, aren't we? So it's consistency now. It's basically, teams will be playing each other, so they'll be dropping points, and at that point, what you've got to do is basically keep your momentum and the consistency within your games and get the results. You look at it 5, 6, 7 games, and we could be like, 6th or 7th, and sort of cementing on the way to cementing a playoff.
We're in the business end of the season now, aren't we?
Yeah. That's what I said Monday night. I said,
and I think the fans will. I think if the fans see the team like giving a shit and basically not just playing well but getting results, that momentum can come back in, and then that apathy where we've had low midweek crowds because people are just that pissed off with what's going on in the club, that can turn around, and then we could, as a club, not just a team but as fans, go on a big push.
So we've had also Jack has asked 2 questions. He's put thoughts on Kavanagh, the new guy, and also what's your thoughts on Adwar? So we'll start off with Stan and we'll work our way across.
Well, as far as Clark's concerned, good on the lad for playing well on Tuesday night. He's got to do it week in, week out, and that's what he's not done up to now. So, like we said, that's a challenge for him, and then obviously it's a challenge for Bobby to respond, because obviously they're vying for the same sort of slot. I like Kavanagh. He's direct, and he has a go. And in this day and age, how often do you see players just run at teams? It's all either boot it or sort of pass. Very few players, I would say, for less so than 10, 20 years ago, run at teams, defenders. So, yeah, good. And that goal will, sort of like, if you get off the mark relatively early, then you're not going 5, 6, 7, 8 games without scoring, and it's on your mind. So, yeah, it could turn out to be a really good signing.
Diane, love, what's your thoughts on Cav?
I think he's a good player. It's like I was reading on Twitter when he'd put on about a way to get off the mark on Tuesday night. All the Borough fans were going, "We're missing you," and good luck. But yeah, I thought his goal was good on Tuesday night. And like Stan says, at least he's got off the score sheet now.
And what's your thought on it, Chris, on Cav?
On Cav, right, he's a player that always, ball comes to him and he very rarely passes it to guy outside of him, let alone pass it back. He'll turn, and he always tries to run forward, which in my book, I can't fault that at all. We've got an attacking player that it says on paper is attacking player, and he is an attacking player. So Kavanagh, in my book, absolutely spot on signing. And
Lee, what's your thoughts on Cav?
On Kavanagh, his dad had a great career playing international for Ireland and what have you, and it's all well documented, is that if he has even half the career that his dad had, is going to be a player. You can see it in him. His instinct is to attack, is to get on the end of things, and he's got an instinct to being in the right place at the right time, as he was. He didn't know that we're going to come off at post. He didn't. He just was there. That was his instinct.
Isn't it?
In front at goal.
And Stan, what's your thoughts on Odar?
Yeah, I think I'd already said basically. Sorry, let me just get back to you.
Yeah, he did.
Diane?
Me, I said that. I was saying, why is he getting in the squad? And I take it all back after Tuesday night's match. So I take it all back now about what I was saying about him. But it's good that he got a goal as well. So I think that might have made up for people getting on his back that he's got a goal as well. and like we said, he was involved in the 4 goals on Tuesday night.
Chris, what's your thoughts on Hodor?
Yeah, basically, I'm same as Diane. I've watched him every time he's been on, and he's just run up his own arse, and he's made nothing for every game he's been in. I put a tweet on before that game, and it was derogatory to him, to be honest. It was not giving any effing and jeffing with him. It was just saying that there's better people on that bench that would do a better job. Well, in the first half, as I've said, it were pointless, basically. But then he runs down and he crosses a ball in, and we score. And you're just like, hang on a sec. Right, okay, I'll give him benefit of doubt. And then he does exactly the same again, and then he scores.
Yeah.
And it's just like, right, you've silenced me for this game. I will reserve judgment until I've seen him do that on multiple games. Do you know what I mean? Because just one game out of 5 where he's actually joined to a player game, I don't know. I'm still out with him because, yeah, he played good on Tuesday. Well, for about 60 minutes, 65 minutes. But I'm just not seeing a player that wants to do anything.
And what's your thoughts on him, Lee?
Did anybody see Graham Alexander's interview today? Because he talked about sitting down with Clark Adore and having a strong word, about what he wanted from him and one thing. And listening to that, I was thinking about the game that he played. Do you know what? He could have had 2 goals because it was his shot that hit the post that Kavanagh scored from.
Yeah, don't they call that a FIFA goal? A sweaty goal, or do they call it?
I don't care what they call it. It was 4-0 Bradford City ended there. But, you know, I think if the penny has dropped, as it seemed to have done second half, we're going to see a player. We're going to finally see that player that we all know is in there, hopefully blossom and become something a bit special. He's got great feet, but not a lot going on upstairs sometimes. As Chris said, he can sometimes disappear up his own ring. Let's hope that 4-0 performance is repeated several times to end the season. We know we've got good players. We've got a lot of good players at Bradford City. Poynton being one, Walker to come back in. Tyreek Wright, probably 10 days away, I think he said today, Graham Alexander.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Walker's a lot better off now. He's looking like being sooner rather than later, but, give him time. He's working, he's running on grass and he's doing things now, which seems to be an issue with Graham. If you can't run on grass, which, as a footballer, you've got to be able to run on grass, haven't you? So things are starting to come together. My worry is that players coming back is one thing. Good players, great players, whatever your opinion is of a player. Is it going to upset what's happening right now?
Yeah.
So it's going to be very, very interesting, this running to end the season now.
Yeah. So my thoughts on Cav, I think he's a really good player. And that goal, I think, is going to do him absolutely barrels of joy. It's like you get your first goal for City, it gives you motivation to score. And I think he looks pacey, he looks like he's got the attitude that never give up. And on Adwa, to be honest, I'll say it as is, I've been slating him because I don't think he was good enough. And he had an absolute blinder on Tuesday against MK Dons. Prime Ronaldo. Or Ronaldinho, shall we say. If people on TikTok don't know who Ronaldinho is, Google him. He was a fantastic little player, fantastic player. He showed will and commitment, and he got forward quite a bit. Stan, are you still there?
Yes, I am, but I can't hear everyone else, so I don't know what's happened. I might just dip out and back in.
Okay. So, we're going to dip on this on Monday's podcast. But what's everybody's thoughts on the Wycombe game? Do you think we can beat Wycombe? Because we've had a Wycombe fan on TikTok, Rocco, just say, Wycombe fan here, good luck on Wednesday. So what's everyone's thoughts on the Wycombe game?
I think we can beat them. I do, honestly. I'd fancy us against anybody playing like we did the other night. Yeah, there were things that weren't perfect. But, to bang 4 goals in and be clinical when you do get your chance, it makes it a very different game for your opposition, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because they get scared, they don't let you have a chance.
Diane?
Yeah, I think we beat them.
Right.
I think we're going to get them back for FA Cup first round defeat. I can see us beating them because they got walloped on Tuesday night by Peterborough. I think it was 5-1 or something. I think they lost 5-1, or I might have got that wrong. It might be the other way around, but I can see us winning them because it's midweek.
Yeah. So Stan, I know you've just come back. We're on about Wycombe now. We're just touching on a little bit of it before we obviously do Monday's podcast. And do you think we can beat Wycombe on Wednesday?
I don't see why not. I think the FA Cup game, I thought it was basically 2 defensive errors that cost us. And we were unlucky to not equalise, or unlucky or maybe a little bit profligate, I don't know. But yeah, 100%. It's kind of like it's a semi-final. It's anybody's game now. And, if we play well tomorrow, get a result, that takes the confidence into that next game, doesn't it? So 100% we can.
And before we go to Chris, we've had, I think her name's Georgia. Wycombe game, I think we'll have a good chance. Even my brother thinks so. I really hope we beat Wycombe, because as soon as that full-time whistle blows on Wednesday, and if we win that game on Wednesday, I'm booking my hotel in London. Chris?
Yeah, I think we're going to beat them. Let's put it this way: if we play like we have done over Wrexham and over MK Dons, I've got no qualms at all. That team, on its day, can beat anyone in that league, and I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah. And Lee, I think, did we get you, Lee?
It's that thing in it. When we play against a good side, we up our game. And I think, like I just said, I think we will beat them.
Yep.
Derby had a top side out. We beat them.
Liverpool under 21s, Man City under 21s, we've beaten.
Beat them. Yeah, but Derby were first team, wasn't it? More or less.
Yeah. Only trouble is on Wednesday night, don't forget Cookie will be missing because he got his red card against Doncaster.
Well, might put Bobby in.
He may do.
He might put Young in, mightn't he? It depends on Young's fitness levels or injuries.
I think he probably will put Young in, actually, but yeah. And maybe Tyreek Wright might be back. Is he cup tied?
Not aware.
No, I'm not sure, Mr.
No, because if you come from Plymouth, they're in Championship. So, probably won't be cup tied.
Right. Has anyone else got anything else they want to say on Bradford City related stuff?
Come on, you City.
I'll second that.
Right. Now we're moving on to everybody's favourite feature, sponsored by Callie's Horse Jack. It's the weather forecast. Yay. So the weather forecast for tomorrow, the sunrise at 7:24, the sunset at 19 minutes past 5. It's going to be cloudy until 5 o'clock, when there's a 40% chance of the rain dropping, and apparently there's been a yellow warning issued for rain. So you need your big coats. It's going to be between 9 and 13 degrees tomorrow. And right, everyone's second favourite feature, and I know Stan loves this feature, score prediction time. And yes, Stan, we have still got sound effects. So, starting off with Miss Diane, score predictions.
I'm going to go 2-0 tomorrow. I'm going to say a win and 2-0.
Right. That's shocking. Here we go. Stan's time.
Right. Nobody blame me for this tomorrow, but I think we're going to win 2-0.
Whoa. Hold on. You've heard it right, folks. Stan's done a prediction. It's going to snow tomorrow. On to Chris. What's your prediction tomorrow?
I'm going to go with 3-1 to City. I think they'll score, but we'll have done it a lot more times.
Right, your sound effects is... And DJ Lee, what's yours?
I am going to be so positive, I'm going to amaze even myself. 3-0. Clean sheet.
Okay. And we've had a comment there come up on TikTok. He just knows the guy. 2-1 to them. It's going to... Sorry. Okay. Note yourself.
That was a big wave.
That were a big one. Oh, Amber, Callie's daughter. 1-1 Amber. Your sound effect's going to be... That's shocking, Amber. If anyone else wants to put just a quick score prediction before we disappear, put it in. Callie, I know you're watching. Come on, Callie, what's your score prediction so I can give you a little buzzer thing? So I think Bradford City are going to win. I'm going to go 5-0.
Yay! Go for it. I hope you're right.
5-0, hopefully. I know that Diane's in shock. Amber again. Chloe, come on, love. 2-2. You're going to get a 2-2. Shocking, Chloe. Anyone else got any score predictions before we go? Anyone? Okay.
I've got a quick question.
Go on.
She's not here. How's Callie's dog?
I don't know. Callie, how's your dog? If you can hear me. Might be feeling rough, but...
Boo. Very bad joke there.
That was a bad joke.
I know. It's bad, isn't it? Amber, she's getting there. That's good. So, is it Lola? Lola the dog? I think it's Lola the dog. Can't believe it.
Yeah, it's Lola.
So on this podcast, we normally talk about food, Tinder, and now dogs. So, yeah. Good, she's getting Amber. Brownie, my score prediction is 2-0 City, up the chickens. So yours going to be 2-0 Brownie. I'm not reading that one comment out. Definitely not reading that comment out. That'll get me cancelled. I'll ring you in a bit, Lee, and tell you about this comment we've just received. Right, is anything... Right, so before we do disappear, anyone want to fill anything up? Any last words or anything?
Thanks, Johnny.
Yeah, doing a great job, Johnny.
Yep. Good one.
Yep, cheers.
Merry Christmas.
I will say the reason for my lateness tonight, and apologies to the podcast, but I had to use a Groupon voucher, and so I went to a pub with my girlfriend to have some tea. And let's put it this way: it wasn't very good, but it was a voucher that somebody bought and paid for. So yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to name the pub. So
in this podcast, we've talked about dogs. We've talked about Stan's dodgy dealings on going on a night out with his girlfriend.
One last mention: bacon sandwich. I need one.
Oh, get in.
All right, just to kill the last 5 minutes. What's for tea tonight, guys and girls? Well, we need to talk about food. We need to Stan started.
I've had my Slimming World lasagna with salad.
Nice.
I know.
What did you have? What was your posh meal you had, Stan? What you didn't enjoy?
Well, I won't exactly call it posh. It was some skillet, sort of basically overly char grilled chicken fillet with like some sizzled vegetables and chips that were undercooked, and I thought I had COVID because I couldn't taste anything.
I think I've been to that restaurant.
It wasn't.
Oh, nice one, Stan.
Stan, you've cheered me up, mate. So, Stan thinks he's got COVID because he couldn't taste the food. Before we go on to Chris, we've had Ginge, who's calling it 1-0 loss, typical Bradford, yeah. And then Up the Chickens, that's a great name, Up the Chickens. He's having sausage and mash. I've had a nice chicken tikka, rice and chips from the Balti House in Keighley. Really good food, highly recommended. Nice plug there. I didn't get it for free, I wish I did. Chris, what's your thoughts? What did you have for your tea?
I'm going to cook myself corned beef hash.
Oh. One of my favourites. Brown sauce, fresh bread. Can't be beat.
Get in.
My grandma used to do corned beef hash with extra ash. She used to smoke and do dinner at the same time.
All right.
Oh, great.
How nice. There's not like that home cooked taste, is there?
And
I bet she lived till she was 9.
Well, I've actually had my tea early tonight. I've had a meat and potato pie.
Oh, get in.
Nice.
Did you have thick gravy, Lee?
And mushy peas, yeah. Ooh.
This is not fair for these dieters, you know. You were talking about what you want had.
I'll tell you what, though. I've been really, well, I call it lazy. I've been really lazy this week, and I just basically roasted some chicken legs in the oven, and then just got some swede and carrot mashed up from the farm shop, and just fried it in some butter, and it's just a bit of gravy. It's like, oh yeah, really nice, and it's healthy enough. So. But it's kind of almost lazy food because it's been no preparation. But then,
are you all right, Diane?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
She's just a bit hungry. Just saying.
I am just a bit hungry, you know. New for me dinner. Having more stuff for me tea and salad.
Just cut the
On a
carrot.
keto diet, level. Heck sausages, 97% meat. And get
Yeah,
that
but don't wear the
keto.
sins out on them.
No, there is no sins on them.
Oh, there are.
Not if you're on a keto diet. There's no sins.
Oh no, I can't have me keto. I've got to do my Slimming World.
Do keto diet. It's basically this whole thing about low fat stuff, and the thing is like all the low fat stuff has just got a load of sugar in. So just have good fresh food, some
Protein.
meat and veg, and you won't go wrong.
You won't.
I need to get back into my target weight because I need to get it back for my holiday when I go to Cyprus.
Well, you got to meet Sam Walker, haven't you? So it's like,
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, definitely. I need to look nice for Sam, you know.
I bet he'd get some weight off you.
Put a picture of Sam Walker on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Just like that'll be your motivation.
Oh, God almighty, let's just pick up Diane now.
Oh no, we're not.
Right.
About the goal.
Before
You know you wanna.
Before we go off on topic. Before we get cancelled for the second time.
That wasn't me. That was my evil twin.
Like, everybody knows what to do now. Right, I just want to say, everybody on TikTok, thank you for watching. Also, people listening as well, because it's going out as a podcast on Spotify and every single podcast service going. It's Bradford City Chickens on the Loose podcast, but shortened it to Chickens on the Loose. We're also on YouTube, Chickens on the Loose on YouTube. Hit the follow button. Follow on Twitter as well, Brace Dodge 1. And Up the Chickens. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you for watching and enjoy rest of your night.
City till I die. I know I am, I'm sure I'm Bradford City. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, FDA approved for over 20 years. So, talk to your specialist to see if Botox Cosmetic is right for you.
For full prescribing information, including boxed warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
Remember to ask for Botox Cosmetic by name. To see for yourself and learn more, visit BotoxCosmetic.com. That's BotoxCosmetic.com.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.